Dr. Zixthera had seen thousands of species in his 40 cycles working at the Galactic Medical Institute on Station Kepler 442. The tall, crystalline being prided himself on his encyclopedic knowledge of xenobiology. So when the first human colonists arrived for their mandatory health screenings, he expected another routine evaluation of a fragile species trying to survive in the greater galaxy. Lieutenant Commander Rebecca Martinez stepped into the examination chamber, her dark hair tied back in a regulation bun. She offered a polite smile to the alien physician whose body refracted light like a living prism. "Welcome, human," Zixthera said, his translator converting his melodic chimes into standard English. "Please, rest on the examination platform. This won't take long." Rebecca complied, lying back as holographic displays materialized around her. The doctor's multiple appendages moved with practiced efficiency, directing scanners across her body. "Fascinating," Zixthera murmured, though his tone carried clear condescension. "Your species operates on such primitive chemistry. Carbon-based, water-dependent, requiring constant caloric intake." He made a sound that the translator interpreted as laughter. "And these organs, so redundant and inefficient." Rebecca remained quiet, accustomed to the prejudice humans faced among the established galactic powers. Earth was new to the interstellar community, and its inhabitants were considered barely above vermin by many elder species. "Your cardiovascular system is particularly amusing," the doctor continued, pulling up a three-dimensional model of her heart. "A single four-chambered pump. The Graxians have distributed neural hydraulic networks. The Korthaxi don't even need circulatory systems. And yet here you are, dependent on this one fragile muscle." He gestured dismissively. "One puncture, one blockage, and you simply stop." "We've managed well enough," Rebecca said evenly. "By sheer luck, I imagine." Zixthera moved to her skeletal structure. "And this calcium-based framework? So brittle. The slightest impact can cause fractures. My own people have crystalline matrices that can self-repair instantly." He continued his examination, cataloging what he clearly viewed as humanity's biological inadequacies. Slow healing rates. Vulnerable to temperature extremes. Limited sensory range. No natural armor or weapons. The list went on. "I must say," Zixthera concluded, "I'm surprised your species survived long enough to achieve spaceflight. Natural selection should have eliminated such obvious design flaws millennia ago." "Maybe we're more resilient than we look," Rebecca offered. "Perhaps." The doctor didn't sound convinced. "Now, I'm going to run a stress response analysis. Standard procedure for new species. This will simulate various hostile conditions, radiation exposure, atmospheric changes, gravitational shifts, toxin introduction. Most species show predictable degradation patterns. It helps us establish medical protocols." "Understood." Zixthera initiated the test sequence, expecting the usual data curves he'd seen countless times before. But as the results began populating his displays, his confident demeanor faltered. This can't be correct." His appendages moved frantically across the controls. "Run diagnostics on all scanners. There must be calibration errors." "Is something wrong?" Rebecca asked, sitting up slightly. "The readings indicate." He paused, running the tests again. "When exposed to radiation levels that would kill most species within hours, your cellular structures are showing active repair mechanisms. Your DNA has redundant error correction sequences I've never encountered. And these white blood cells, they're not just defensive, they're actively adaptive." Zixthera pulled up more data, his earlier smugness evaporating. "Your body temperature regulation, you can survive temperature swings of over 60 degrees. Impossible. And your muscular system under stress loading, you possess approximately 10 times more fast-twitch muscle fiber density than species twice your size." He zoomed in on her adrenal system. "What is this gland? When threatened, it floods your system with performance-enhancing compounds." You have a biological combat drug synthesizer built into your endocrine system. That would be adrenaline, Rebecca said calmly. Pretty standard for humans. Standard? Standard? Zixtara's form flickered with agitation. Do you understand what this means? Under threat conditions, your species can temporarily ignore pain, increase strength output by significant margins, accelerate reaction times, and suppress the very survival instincts that would make other species flee or freeze. He pulled up more results, his voice rising in pitch. Your immune system doesn't just fight pathogens, it remembers them. Permanently. You're walking biological warfare laboratories, capable of adapting to almost any disease. We call those antibodies. And this. Zixtara interrupted, highlighting another data stream. Your healing factor under optimal conditions. Human Lieutenant Commander Martinez, do you realize that pound for pound, your species has the most aggressive cellular regeneration rate of any sapient species in the known galaxy? A fracture that would permanently cripple a Graxian heals in your body within weeks. Rebecca shrugged. We break bones pretty regularly, actually. Usually during childhood. We learn to deal with it. You learn to deal with it. The doctor seemed on the verge of a breakdown. What kind of death world did you evolve on? We call it Earth. It's pretty normal to us. Zixtara pulled up Earth's profile data, and his crystalline form went completely still. Gravity 1.3 times galactic standard. Atmospheric oxygen concentration near toxic levels for most species. Extreme weather patterns. Tectonic instability. Thousands of species of predators, parasites, and poisonous organisms. Bacterial and viral load. He trailed off. Your planet is classified as a Class 12 hazard world. It's home, Rebecca said simply. The doctor stared at his displays in stunned silence. Finally, he spoke, his tone completely transformed. Lieutenant Commander Martinez, I owe you an apology. I have been extraordinarily ignorant. He gestured to the data surrounding them. Your species isn't poorly designed. You're over-engineered for survival. Humans are biological tanks disguised as fragile beings. He pulled up comparative analyses with other species. Do you know what we call species like yours in xenobiological circles? Persistence hunters. Endurance predators. The kind of organism that doesn't win fights through strength or speed, but by simply refusing to die until their opponent exhausts themselves. Rebecca smiled. My grandfather used to say, we might not be the strongest, fastest, or smartest. But we're stubborn as hell, and that counts for something. Counts for something. Zixtara's laugh was genuine this time, filled with newfound respect. Lieutenant Commander, I suspect it counts for everything. I need to completely revise my medical protocols for human patients. And I need to inform the Galactic Medical Institute that they've severely underestimated your species. As Rebecca prepared to leave, Zixtara called out, one more question, if I may. These results show you're operating at approximately 73% optimal capacity. Old injuries, minor deficiencies, standard wear. What would a human at 100% peak performance be capable of? Rebecca paused at the doorway, her smile widening. Doctor, I'm a desk officer. I do logistics and paperwork. If you want to see what we're really capable of, you should meet our Marines. The door slid shut, leaving Dr. Zixtara alone with his revolutionary data and the humbling realization that humanity's greatest strength had been hidden in plain sight, wrapped in fragile skin and humble smiles, refined by millions of years on a world that tried to kill them daily, and tempered into something the galaxy had never seen before. He made a note in his report, recommend extreme caution when dealing with human military personnel. Further research required. Far above, in the station's docking bay, a transport carrying 200 human Marines was scheduled to arrive next week. Zixtara suddenly felt the need to upgrade his examination equipment.